60 billion VND after just 3 days of Thach, a staggering number for director Truong Giang's debut masterpiece. Why does a film with no shocking drama, no profanity, and no violence have people lining up in droves during the 2026 year of the horse Thach season? Welcome back to 6 Minutes of Movie Tales. This time, the name Truong Giang isn't just selling tickets through humor. He's selling something far more precious: understanding. Today, let's step into the tiny room of Mr. Thach and his daughter, and to see why the most cramped place on earth can also be the warmest. In a living space of just a few square meters, every daily friction becomes sensitive. That's when the film's core message resonates. Our room may be narrow, but let our hearts not be narrow toward each other. The narrowness here is a physical reality, the lack of privacy in a working-class family. But the tragedy only truly begins when we let our egos shrink. And representing a young generation full of ambition, starts to feel suffocated by her father's overbearing care. The lesson is profound. Never blame difficult circumstances for making you bitter. When your heart is wide enough to embrace generational differences, an old room becomes a sanctuary. But when your heart is narrow, no matter how vast the world outside, you will still find yourself lonely. Truong Giang's character, Mr. Thach, is the embodiment of millions of Vietnamese fathers. Clumsy in words, but a champion in action. His contribution lies in the invisible things. He doesn't lecture with dry moralities. His sacrifice is in shrinking his own life, giving in the brightest corner to study and dream. He is the shock absorber for his daughter's first stumbles in life. When in snaps due to the pressure of making a living, he chooses silence and cooks a warm meal. That isn't weakness. It is ultimate tolerance. He accepts narrowing his own living space to expand his daughter's future. That silent devotion is the invisible thread tightening the father-daughter bond through life's storms. But to only speak of the room size isn't enough to describe Mr. Thach. This father's silence is a journey of anxiety spanning over 2 decades. From the time N was a toddler to her becoming a grown woman, Mr. Thach has never stopped worrying. They say a daughter is a father's treasure, but to Mr. Thach, N is his entire life. There are scenes that pull at the heartstrings, seeing a father sitting quietly in a dark corner, watching his daughter grow with a heart full of both joy and fear. He fears the world is too big, and his daughter's wings are too fragile. Mr. Thach's greatest fear is that N will meet the wrong people, that out of innocence, she might give her heart to the wrong person and suffer for a lifetime. In his eyes, he can endure hardship, skip meals, or wear the same tattered shirt for years, but only the best things must go to N. His strictness, sometimes his brooding silence, is actually a protective shell against the world's traps. He would rather have his daughter be angry at him for being overprotective than see her cry because she was deceived. His love is an all-risk insurance, hoping only for her lifelong peace. And then, the emotional climax hits when Mr. Thach tells his daughter, "I don't need you to be famous or successful. I just need you to remember the way back to this little room with me when you were tired." These words touch the souls of everyone hustling out there. Life is harsh. The world is only welcoming when you have status. But when you fail, when your work collapses or you're left empty-handed, sometimes you look back and find no one there. That's when you realize Family is the safest pit stop. Watching the final scenes, I believe many of us feel a creeping sense of regret. We are sometimes cruel to our parents just because they couldn't give us a mansion or luxury items, forgetting that they had to work 2 or 3 times harder just to keep that tiny room warm. Specifically, 6 Minutes of Movie Tales wants to pay a deep tribute to single fathers and mothers, the superheroes playing 2 roles at once. They must be as steady as a mountain, yet as soothing as a cool stream to heal their children's wounds. They sacrifice their youth and set aside their own happiness for a child's smile. Their contribution cannot be measured by box office revenue. It is marked by the growth and kindness of their children. If you are being raised by such a great single love, don't wait until you are successful to say thank you. Love them while you still can. Don't chase fame in far-off places or let a failure's pride keep you from coming home. Because someone is always waiting for you with unconditional, non-judgmental love. A Room Called Home is more than just a movie. It's a reminder for us all. The 60 billion VND revenue might be a record, but the tears of understanding from the audience are Truong Giang's true success. How about you? After hearing the story of Mr. Thach do you see a reflection of your father or yourself in them? Let us know in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe to help us grow. Goodbye, and see you again.